little hot out there today and kind of humid across the valley, and that, is the typical weather for the next 5 months or so. But we may catch a small drop in the humidity by later tomorrow, and Saturday is a weak cold fronts in the area. But Friday, maybe about the hottest day of the week. It looks like more sunshine tomorrow. Weak fronts moving in, so that may kind of squeeze in some hotter temperatures with highs well into the 90s in most areas tomorrow. And behind the front, what little relief there is, you might see a small drop in humidity for part of the weekend, but very little rain chances in the forecast. There is a small chance for maybe a shower or a thunderstorm to build up along the cold front tomorrow, but the air overall is pretty dry, so it's going to be hard to scrape up enough moisture for a shower. But just kind of keep that in your mind tomorrow. If you see the clouds building up, maybe right along the front, there might be a quick shower or even a weak thunderstorm, but chances are small of that happening, and mainly in the afternoon hours. Current temperatures are in the upper 80s and 90s. We're at 89 in Port Isabel, 92 in Weslaco, 95 in McAllen, and 94 in Rio Grande City. So it's all below 100, which is good. But when you factor in the humidity, which is getting up there, dew points up in the low to mid 70s, very humid air mass over us, it does make it feel hotter. The heat index, which is the apparent temperature, what it feels like out there, as you see on the graphic, is still close to 100 or higher in some areas. So it feels like 104 when you combine the heat and humidity in McAllen, if you're standing in the shade, in 104 in Rio Grande City. So, it is a little hot out there when you factor in the humidity, at least the way it feels. This evening, clouds will likely try to fill back in. We have some sun breaking through now, but I think the clouds will eventually return throughout the evening and overnight hours. The temperatures fall through the 80s into the upper 70s by 11 p.m. You can see the clouds throughout the day have been coming and going, mostly breaking up now. The clouds mostly forced north of the valley, but kind of a partly sunny sky right now. Future track shows the quiet weather tonight, still rather humid in the overnight hours. And again, some clouds may fill in later tonight. The weak cold front moves in tomorrow morning. Again, this is very, very, very weak. It will kind of shift the winds around to the north and northwest, but not really any coolness with this front. As the front moves in, though, tiny chance. You see by 1 p.m. it's still dry, but future track hints at maybe a shower trying to blow up along the front in spots late tomorrow afternoon. But again, it's going to be kind of hard. There's not a lot of moisture, so you have to get everything to just happen to get right together at the right time to get enough moisture to squeeze out a quick shower or maybe a weak thunderstorm. But again, late afternoon tomorrow, maybe after 4 or 5 p.m., small chance for a shower or thunderstorm. And then behind the front, it's not much different, but Saturday might be a couple degrees cooler, but it looks like a lot of sunshine for Saturday and still fairly sunny for Mother's Day. As far as the winds go, this evening, southeasterly winds will die off and remain lighter overnight. And then tomorrow, not a lot of wind, but you see how the wind kind of switches to the northwest with that front in the area. So with that drier airflow coming in behind the front, should see lower humidity tomorrow afternoon, but also hotter temperatures. So, it's a trade-off. It gets hotter, but it gets a little less humid for Friday. So first 1570 forecast, highs averaging around 97 tomorrow, but it's likely to be a wide range across the valley. Highs will likely be in the mid 80s at the coast, probably around 90 or so in Brownsville, and maybe closer to about 99 in Starr County. So different degrees of hot tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday, mostly sunny skies return, highs mostly in the low 90s. The humidity may take a small dip, so the temperatures at night drop off a few degrees to about 70 or so for morning lows for Mother's Day. But next week, the heat continues with highs in the 90s, and it gets a little bit windy. I think next week could be, we'll say for Letty, a bad hair week coming next week. With windy and humid weather most of next week. And me too. If I don't get mine cut soon. It
reminds me of a song in Spanish, Despeinada,
It sounds better when you sing it.
Yeah, I know. All right, thanks a lot, Alan.